Alright guys, welcome to another episode of What Do You Need to Know. Today's episode we are going to be taking another trip down Vladimir Putin's subconscious again. Today I got 3 cards, quite a bit of clarification cards, but those 3 cards were the 8 of Wands, the 7 of Wands, and the 4 of Wands. Nothing but wands. Remember, in the last reading I said his war is like one energy. Today everything is one energy. When I would see these first 3 cards, in the back of his mind as this fight is going on, he's thinking about moving towards something, but he's still gonna fight to get this union. He sees this union in front of him and he wants that union. So I asked for the clarification for the 8 of Wands. What was clarified on the 8 of Wands was many cards came out. 2 cards came out separate from 5 of the cards. And those 2 cards that came out separate was the Chariot and the Magician. He's trying to manifest moving on or moving towards something, moving from something or moving towards something. I didn't clarify the Chariot, but that's like he's trying to manifest that. I'm not saying he's sitting over there like rubbing pots together and his hands together and trying to make magic happen, but he could be wanting like a victory, or he just could be like talking to himself about, I hope we can get through those enemy lines and take over that building, and be like, he's over there wanting that, right? He wants to manifest, I hope this war is over by Friday, that type of stuff. The other 5 cards were the 7 of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, the Star card, the King of Pentacles, and the 3 of Pentacles. A lot of Pentacles there, right? As he's sitting here thinking about trying to manifest this way of moving on, or this way of moving away from something, he comes up with this idea of, I'm going to offer some sort of business, or I'm going to offer an agreement, right? And the Aquarius, if you don't know, the president of Ukraine, if they call him a president, I'm not sure what they call them over there, but the president of Ukraine is an Aquarius. He also used to be on TV, right? He was the host of a TV show. This is how you know tarot goes hard. Because he was a host of a TV show. His sign is an Aquarius, and out of all 78 cards, they gave me the Star card to show who he was. You can see that Vladimir is thinking, I'm going to offer the president of Ukraine this Ace of Pentacles. When I seen that, I was looking at that like, so okay, he's planning on offering maybe a deal to this president. If you look in the back of the Ace of Pentacles, there's a 7 of Swords there. There's some sneakiness going on with this offer for sure. If you look at the 7 of Swords, it's directly in the back of the Ace of Pentacles. So that tells me, yeah, he's going to give him an offer, but I wouldn't trust it. Right behind the Star card is the King of Pentacles and this 3 of Pentacles. It's almost like he's a little concerned about, I say the bosses, we're going to call NATO the bosses, the partnership that Ukrainian has on the outside, which is why he feels like, I'm going to go in with this plan. This plan, I'm telling you, it might be some sneakiness tied to it. Like, it's going to sound good and sound great. Like, hey, we can come to an agreement, let's work together and we'll stop. But you don't know what can happen in the following year. You don't know if you can trust it. You know what's going to happen 6 months down the road. I just feel like whatever he's plotting, it's got some type of sneakiness tied to it, some type of deceit and lie. He knows like Ukrainian has the bosses in his back pocket, as you can see right behind the Star card. They're looking at the partnership. NATO, that's what I'm calling them. The bosses are looking at this partnership. He knows that they have that in their back pocket. He also knows Ukraine, or the president of Ukraine, doesn't see he has somebody in a partnership as well too. But they're just watching though. They're just watching. Nothing is like violently happening in that situation. They're just watching. We're gonna go to this 7 of Wands. The 7 of Wands is him fighting off. Remember in the last reading, I said he was up in his head. Remember the 9 of Swords was stagnant, and I said he was up in his head about things. And now the 9 of Swords is upright. So that means the pressure is on him. When it was stagnant, it could have went down, which means he's probably winning and everything is going his way. It's not going his way, so it has him up in his head at night, and he's thinking about all the chaos in front of him, the fighting that's in front of him. That has him up in his head. And then there's this Empress. In this reading, I look at this as if like the caring and nurturing, and so many people around the world is like that towards Ukraine right now, right? So like this energy of the Empress is there. Maybe he didn't count on so many people being the way they are and like going against the things that he's doing, and like shutting him out from gas, shutting him out from money, shutting him out from the internet. People are cutting things off from him. It's affecting his war, and it has him in his Page of Swords energy. He's looking at it and he's pissed off about it, really pissed off about it, probably acting a little immature, probably walking around his office cussing, telling people to get the fuck out. So he's looking at all of this and thinking these things, and he's trying to figure out, how am I going to get out of this? And in the back of his mind, he's thinking about this union. He really wants this union with them. Like, it's so weird. He really wants this union union with them. In the back of his mind, he's thinking about that. But again, like I just said in the card before, he has a plan, but there's some sneakiness attached to that. So we're going to get into this very next card, which is the Four of Wands, the union. He wants that union, even though he still feels like there's chaos, he's up in his head and things like that. He still wants his union. It was clarified by the Wheel of Fortune, the Queen of Cups, the Two of Cups, the Nine of Cups, and the Hierophant. Remember, I talked about puzzle pieces moving at all times. In the last reading, it was him getting his victory, and then he was walking into the Two of Cups, which the Two of Cups is here. The possibility in the timeline is still a Two of Cups between these two countries. The thing about it is, Ukrainian is going to be thinking that they are getting a Wheel of Fortune and somebody that is giving and grounded, seeing eye to eye with them, like this Queen of Cups energy. They're going to be feeling like Putin is in his Queen of Cups energy, and maybe we see eye to eye right now. From what I'm seeing on this timeline is they're going to agree to whatever he's bringing in, or whatever offer he's going to give them. They're going to agree to it. They're going to be feeling like it's going to be a new beginning between us. Maybe we can work together. Remember in the last video I said at the end of this, they're going to be feeling like they made a deal with the devil. Before they get to that feeling, they're going to be thinking, oh man, maybe Putin wasn't that bad after all. We were getting financial assistance from him. He's helping us build our country. You know, maybe this isn't a bad idea. We can work together, right? That's what they'll be thinking. And then in the back of Putin's mind, he's thinking, if this Nine of Cups, he's like, it's like selfish. Like he got what he wanted. He has his hands crossed because there's something going on that he feels confident about. And in the back of his mind, or what's going to be coming in the future that he knows, like some type of like contract. Like there's something in the contract. There's something in the contract that he knows about that puts him in his Nine of Cups. Maybe there's some treaty or union that they have together, but there's something that puts him in his Nine of Cups that makes him happy about this union. Let's see what this Hierophant is. The Hierophant, please and thank you. Let me see. What is the other side of the sword? Please and thank you. Oh, because remember in the last video, I said that it was going to be, take this deal. If you don't take this deal, you'll be beaten and thrown in jail and mentally like mind fucked and all that shit. So right now it's like he's gonna be confused about like either doing that or what's this other option, please and thank you. What's the other side of this sword? It's almost like he's thinking with this Hierophant, either he's thinking working hard to turn down the offer, like maybe they counter offer and he'll be confused about either working hard to turn down the offer, or he'll be confused about like just agreeing to the offer and like trying to heal from like defeat or something, you know what I mean? Or again, that possibility of, like I said, there's some sneakiness going on with his offer. So maybe in his mind, he think he can renege on it or something. I mean, should I say the word renege? Is that a word? It just feels, the word that came to my mind just now was flimsy. His offer feels flimsy. And maybe they do come back with a counter and he's going to work hard to turn that down, or be confused about doing that, or being still fighting or something like that. It's, as I was saying, the puzzles move all the time. Like he could wake up tomorrow and be like, you know what? I changed my mind. I don't want to do this. Let's all go home. I'm seeing like a timeline of possibilities of where he is and where his mind is thinking right now, and where like this story is headed. And if you go back and you look at episode 1 of this Putin, what is he thinking, you would see that it correlates with everything that I'm talking about with this episode. This is pretty interesting. It still feels like he's not giving up in this moment. I want to say he's coming up with a plan B, which is maybe some type of agreement, but he's definitely not happy at all of the care and motherly love that we've been given Ukraine.